Good evening, fans, and welcome to another El Segundo TV sports presentation. I'm Diego Sanchez alongside Glenn Cassie. Tonight from the South Gym on the campus of El Segundo High School, it's boys basketball. And tonight it's the Lawndale Cardinals invading El Segundo. And just a couple of weeks ago, Glenn, these two teams met, and Lawndale really ran away from El Segundo late, especially late in that game. What do the Eagles need to do to get that turned around tonight?
Well, simply put, Diego, they need to put the ball in the basket. The theme all season long for this Eagles team is they've struggled on offense. They just haven't been able to muster any type of consistent offense. They only scored 35 points in that previous game with the Cardinals. So if they want to have a chance tonight, they're going to have to shoot the ball very well. As I said, they're just going to struggle. And there's going to be some matchup problems, I think, against Lawndale. These kids are very athletic, so they've got a tough task ahead of them tonight.
Well, you're absolutely right, Glenn. Offense has been an issue for El Segundo. They're just coming off a loss against South Torrance a couple of nights ago where they only scored 31 points in the whole game. They need to get that turned around. Now, for a little bit more on the El Segundo team, let's go to our reporter, Jill Montgomery.
Thanks, you two. It is so great to be with the both of you again. Well, to steal a line from Carl Malone during last week's Lakers-Celtics game, the Lawndale Cardinals are a spur in the saddle for the El Segundo Eagles. It's because El Segundo has not beat Lawndale since February of 2006. But what could even be a more sore spot for El Segundo is the fact that they haven't won a game at all in their last 5 games. And with 1 game left in the regular season, a win is imperative tonight, not only to end this long rivalry losing streak, but also to salvage some pride on the season. Glenn, Diego, back to you.
Thanks, Jill. Certainly the losses are mounting up for the Eagles. And Glenn, if you're Coach Saboski in this situation, what do you tell your kids in the locker room before the game?
Well, I think you have to remind them that there is still a game to be played. They're in the midst of this losing streak, but all it takes is one good game to kind of change the momentum and change the mood in that locker room. So, it's nothing at tip-off, and you've got to tell your kids to play hard. Let's end the season on a high note. Certainly, Lawndale is heading to the playoffs, so let's knock them a little bit back a little bit. I think that's what you tell the kids, before tip-off. But I think they're going to be ready to play.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Saboski, a great motivator. And as a matter of fact, Jill Montgomery is with Coach Saboski right now. Let's see what he's got to say.
Thanks, Diego. Coach Saboski, I know you've had a tough run. You haven't had a win in your last 5 games. What did you tell your boys to come out here and get a win tonight?
Well, we still think we have a chance for the playoffs as an at-large team. So we got 2 games left to prove that we really belong there. And so right now where we're at is just hoping that the guys are going to come together, play as hard as they can play, and maybe good things will happen.
This is a long-standing rivalry. Your last win against them was in February of 2006. How do you beat them tonight?
Well, prior to the 2006, we owned them. So for about 3 years straight, they didn't beat us. At this point, we're back chasing them. They've got a good program. The things have been going well for them. And bottom line is, you have to play hard. They're going to be really, really tough to defend with Markel, number 4. And we got to stop Kunjius inside. If we can do that, we have a great chance.
Appreciate your time, Coach. Good luck.
No problem. Thank you.
Trying to end a 3-year losing streak. Tip-off is next.
So just about ready for action here at the South Gym. Glenn, these two teams seemingly headed in opposite directions. Lawndale pretty much guaranteed to be in the playoffs. El Segundo just hoping for a miracle and some kind of at-large berth. They might get in because there's 41 teams only in Division 4A.
And 32 make it, so
Yeah.
it's like it's almost like professional hockey where almost everybody gets in. So,
but they're going to have to win these last 2 league games
and
to have any shot.
To have any shot, and those are tough tasks. Well, Lawndale's a very athletic team.
And Centennial is
they're
perennially tough.
Yeah, they're the powerhouse. I mean, they sit atop the Pioneer League at 7-1. But they got to take care of business tonight. I like the way they came out in the warm-up. They looked very pumped up and excited to be here. The crowd's into the game. And I think we're going to see a good game tonight.
I'm going to give you the starting 5 for El Segundo. John Ryan, 00. Terrence Wilson, number 2. Brandon Jawato, 11. Sean DeFrancesco, 20. And Tyler Hagan, 44. The tip is won by Kunjius, Markeith Kunjius of Lawndale, and Markel Jones, the leading scorer, number 4, handled it briefly. Now he's down low. Now the ball is Brian Rivers, excuse me. And he goes to Markel Jones. all the way cross court. They're moving the ball nicely as Lawndale. They're handling it nicely. And now we have a travel, just as I say that, of course, a turnover as Randy Beatty walked.
Yeah, they're doing a nice job spreading the ball around. And like I said, they're very, very athletic and quick, and you're going to see them moving the ball pretty well tonight, I would imagine.
Hagan up to the front court to Jawado, who tries a three, and it's off the mark, and the rebound is fought for, but down with it is Beatty, and he forwards it to Jones, and Jones all the way forward to Cungius for about a 17-footer, which misses badly, and here comes Hagan across the timeline. Now he finds Jawado again, swinging it around to Wilson. Hagan up high, far from the basket. DeFrancesco now, the first time he touches, to Jawado, and they're starting to run low on the clock, and now they get it to Ryan. First touch for him, about 10 seconds left on the shooting clock. John Ryan a little bit out of his comfort zone, and now Hagan is really running out of time. 3 seconds left, puts up a prayer, no good. Rebound is fought for, and finally Cungius comes down with it, and he gives it up to Markel Jones, who brings it across. Jones has almost 20 points per game. Excuse me, that was Markel Jones. Now the shooter is, he faked the shot, and cross-court pass to Beatty. Beatty's in a double team. Now he gives it up to Williams. John Williams puts it up, and it rattles around and doesn't go in. Nobody finding the bottom of the net so far, Glenn.
Yeah, both teams a little cold. You know, it's pretty typical. These teams know each other very well. There's a big rivalry game, so I think they just come out a little tight.
And now, down low, the foul is going to be against Lawndale, and it's going to be 2 shots for big John Ryan, the 6'10" center for El Segundo.
Yeah, and I like that play. You know, if they're going to have success tonight, Diego, they're going to need to get the ball inside to their big man. You know, they're going to have to get to the free throw line, but they're going to have a chance to get some free buckets here.
I noticed Ryan's free throw percentage is not that good, but he makes the first one. He was a little bit right around 50%. I noticed in looking over the stats that I pulled off of the internet that his field goal percentage was actually higher than his free throw percentage, which was interesting.
Well, and you may expect that from a big guy, right? He's the center.
Yeah.
He's always in close to the basket.
But now he knocks both of those down, so the El Segundo takes the early lead with 6 minutes left in the first quarter, 2-0. In the front court, it's Rivers swinging it around to Beatty, now all the way to Williams. Williams against Hagan, down low to Cungius, and they find Jones. Excuse me, that was Brian Rivers, not Jones. And he ties up the score, and there was an example of Lawndale moving the ball around pretty well. Here's Hagan, almost loses the handle, but he recovers. Now he's picked up his dribble. Now he finds Ryan, back to Hagan, back to Ryan, who drives the lane. He gets bumped, but he puts it up and kisses it off the glass. So 4-2 the lead for El Segundo, and a foul could have been called on that.
Yeah,
play.
absolutely. Cungius definitely, his feet were moving, so they could have called a foul, so the refs letting that one go.
So now here's Lawndale, long shot by Beatty, no good, and that's the kind of shot that El Segundo wants to force Lawndale to take. Now into the front court, Hagan to John Ryan, and John Ryan misses about 12, 13-footer along the baseline, and here comes Markel Jones, and Markel Jones stops and pops, and everybody is a little cold tonight, and now we have a timeout, I believe, El Segundo calling it, and in a 4-2 game, all the scoring for El Segundo from John Ryan, and that's a pattern that, of course, doesn't surprise us. It's mainly 2 or 3 scorers for El Segundo.
Yeah, and I just noticed Coach Saboski for the Eagles on the sideline giving it a little bit to his big man there. He didn't like that shot he took from 12 to 14 feet out. And you never want to see your center taking a jump shot from that far away from the basket. But, you know, I like the way this game has started for El Segundo. They're getting the ball inside. They're being aggressive, and that's what they need to do if they're going to want to come out up top tonight, especially since Lawndale's come out cold.
Well, you know, one thing I was going to say, Glenn, is that it's a little chilly in the gym tonight. I'm feeling a draft, perhaps. It's due to our camera truck and the wires.
Or we're just old.
Well, I feel a little air coming in from a door that's about 15 feet away from us, 20 feet away from us. It's not that warm in here tonight. Here comes Hagan into the front court. He's looking for space. John Williams is all over him. Now he gives it up to Jawado. He pulls up at the free throw line, clangs it off the ring, but the offensive rebound is to Ryan, and he misses as well, and that's a shot he should have made, I'm sure he feels. Here comes Markel Jones. He had a little 6-footer there, 7-footer, and he just couldn't knock it down. Nice offensive rebound by John Ryan. Here's Jones again. Now he feeds it down low. Beautiful pass to Randy Beatty, who puts it up and in, and that ties up the score.
Yeah, and Jones, Diego, is not only is he averaging about 20 points a game, but he's also leading the Pioneer League in assists. So you got to watch out for this kid. He's a great passer.
And there's John Ryan with an offensive rebound right where he would love to get the ball every time, right at the hoop, and he puts it up and in with an easy 2, and that gives El Segundo the lead again, 6-4. Front court, there's Jones driving the baseline, and he draws a foul, I believe. I believe it's going to be DeFrancesco. Let's see who it's on.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's
No,
DeFrancesco or Ryan. They were both down along the baseline.
I think it's Jawado who got called.
Wow.
I saw the referee motion 11, so there's Beatty. Gives it up to Williams. Williams, they seem to be calling a set play here. Brian Rivers looking for help. He's got Hagan on him. Feeds it to Williams. They're swinging it around, looking for a chink in the armor here down low. There's Cungius with a little baby hook, which is no good, and it's rebounded by Wilson into the front court. Terrence Wilson, who normally doesn't start, but he has gotten the start tonight in place of Hunter Hovland. Here's Wilson with the ball beyond the three-point line along the baseline. Beatty's on him. Now he gives it up to Jawado. Jawado has Markel Jones on him, gives it up to Hagan. Hagan's very tightly guarded by John Williams. Now he gives it up to DeFrancesco. El Segundo running out of time. DeFrancesco puts it up, no good, it's short, and it's rebounded by John Williams. 6-4 your score. Low scoring game so far, as nobody's really finding the range, but that time, and it's a 3, Randy Beatty tickles the twine. Well, they're giving him 2. I thought he shot it from beyond the 3-point line.
No, I think he was just about a foot inside.
Okay, so my bad. And Randy Beatty picks up points 3 and 4 for him. The score is all tied up at 6 with about 2 minutes left here in the first quarter. Here's Hagan. Hagan's got Jones on him, Markel Jones. He's looking to feed it to Jawado, but Jawado's being fronted by his man, John Williams. So he goes up high to DeFrancesco, gets the ball back. Jawado gets his own rebound and misses an easy putback, but Ryan won't miss. Yes, he does. And again, another offensive rebound, and Jawado gets his first points.
Yeah.
So good offensive rebounding there by El Segundo.
Yeah, and that's all about body position, Diego. Getting the body in position to make those offensive rebounds. Now, granted, they should have made those first 2 shots. They were right there, but either way, they came away with a bucket.
And on the other end of the floor, Markel Jones draws a foul on John Ryan, so that's not good news for El Segundo. And you saw the athleticism of Markel Jones on that play as he just sliced right through the lane and drew the foul. Great body control. And he misses the first free throw.
Yeah, he's probably one of their most athletic kids. A senior, his 4th year playing, about 6'1", and just incredibly athletic. There's a reason why this kid's a captain on this team for his leadership both on and off the court.
John Ryan taking a seat now for the Eagles. Let's see who came in to replace him. The second free throw is up, and that one is good. And coming in for the Eagles, it was Zach Cooper. Also, we have Chance Cooper. They're not related. He comes in as well. Who else sat down? I'm trying to figure out. Oh, Terrence Wilson sat down.
Terrence Wilson sat down, right.
Okay. So here's DeFrancesco to Cooper. Zach. I'm sorry, Chance. Now it's Zach. Zach wearing number 5. Jawado far away from the basket. He doesn't want to take that shot. There's Hagan, gives it up to Chance Cooper. DeFrancesco, again, under 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hagan now gets himself free and knocks it down. Nice job by Tyler Hagan.
Yeah, they were real patient there on that series, moved the ball around, and you got to think this type of low-scoring game, Diego, is going to favor the Eagles.
Absolutely. They want to slow down the tempo, and that will favor them. So a minute left in the first quarter. Eagles leading at 10-7. Now Lawndale with the ball, and there's a coming over the back foul. I believe it's going to be on Hagan. Let's see.
Yeah, Hagan just got a little too aggressive there. I think he had an over the back. You know, he reached in a little bit, and the officials are going to call that every time. But going back to my point, Diego, you know, they've only been averaging 35, 40 points a game, El Segundo, most of the season. So if they can come out of the first quarter with 10 or 12, keep the Cardinals to under that, I mean, I like the way this game's going so far.
So John Ryan checked back in. DeFrancesco left. Here's John Williams. Now the ball is in Markel Jones's hands. Cross-court pass, very quickly given up to Williams from Beatty. Here's Markel Jones again. No, I'm sorry, that is Brian Rivers into the corner for Beatty, and they move the ball around so quickly I can hardly keep up with all the passes. A nice offensive tap-in off of the hands of Randy Beatty, and he's the leading scorer right now. He's got 6 points for Lawndale, and it's a tight game. El Segundo leads it by 1, 10-9. El Segundo almost misfired there, miscommunicated, but they keep the ball. Here's Chance Cooper, and he's going for Zach Cooper down low, and Zach Cooper puts it up, and it goes down. So he's going to get an extra free throw here to complete the three-point play.
Yeah, and I think that was Chance Cooper, right, who threw him the ball there. Great job by Chance recognizing the fact that Zach was open underneath. He had the inside position, and Zach Cooper's a big kid, a 6'4", 235-pound senior. He was able to shield out the defenders, and he had a wide-open shot, and they could make this a three-point play before the end of the quarter.
And he misses the free throw badly. He actually completely airballed it, so I'm sure he doesn't feel good about that.
Maybe he's a little nervous because it's on TV tonight.
Yeah, that must be it. Also, there's that wind blowing in from the open door on that end of the gym, and it's cold. So, and here's a long bomb off the hands of Markel Jones, which is not even close. So El Segundo has a very good first quarter. They lead it 12-9 after one, and this is exactly, as you mentioned, the kind of game that they want. They want a low-scoring, down-tempo type game. So you see El Segundo kind of keeping the ball almost for the entire 35-second clock, or maybe it's 25-second.
35, you're right.
35, I got it right the first time. They want to burn up a lot of clock. They want to keep the ball out of the hands of the Lawndale players.
Yeah, and that's I don't know if that's a coaching thing with Saboski. I just think that's probably what they want to do. You know, I think they really just want to keep the ball out of the Cardinals' hands. So use up as much of the shot clock as possible. And at the same time, you know, they're shooting the ball pretty well. They're getting the ball inside, which is one of the keys for El Segundo tonight to victories. They've got to get the ball inside. You saw that in that last play with Zach Cooper. They dished it inside. Ryan's had a pretty good game so far. So I like the tempo of this game. It's definitely favoring El Segundo. The question is are they going to be able to keep this up for 4 quarters?
That is the question, absolutely, Glenn. I've been given some Mardi Gras beads by one member of the cheerleading squad. If you heard a little rattling sound, that was the beads hitting the microphone.
It is that time of the year, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And El Segundo now will inbound the ball with this 12-9 lead that they've got at the end of the first quarter. And it's Jawado bringing it across the court to Hagan. Now it's Cooper, Zach. Back to Jawado. He drives the baseline. Jawado misses the lay-in. Ouch. Kungius. And the ball is quickly into the hands of Deshaun Williams. The first time we've called his name.
Yeah,
he's in the game right now, but he got blocked.
I like that move, though, by Jawado. You know, he had his man beat. He just couldn't convert.
Not sure what that call was. A foul, perhaps a moving pick. Yes, and that is on Chance Cooper. He was moving. He's had a moving screen there, and that didn't go over too well with one of our officials. I believe that was Jeff Leggett making that call against Zach Cooper. Chance Cooper, excuse me. I'm going to get those confused tonight more than once. Here's Deshaun Williams missing badly, but the offensive the ball comes down into the hands of Kungius. Mark Keith loses it out of bounds, however.
Yeah, and the Cardinals' shooting woes are continuing here. I mean, they're really missing, and they're missing badly.
Well, I spoke with their coach briefly before the game, Alex Acosta, and he knows that they're not very good shooters. So he knows that that's a problem. If El Segundo can force them to take outside shots, El Segundo's got a great chance to win this game. And there we have a foul against, I believe, number 11. Well, no, 21, excuse me. The foul is on John Williams. That's the first one I've got on him. Let's see how many team fouls they've got. I believe just 3. Here's Hagan to Jawado. And they get a reset on the clock there. So now, see here, El Segundo, they're in no hurry to shoot the ball, it doesn't seem. Here's Hagan driving the baseline. Good body control, but he misses badly. The rebound is handled by Lamar Smith. First time we've called his name. There goes Markel Jones, and the ball went out of bounds, but Lawndale will keep it.
Yeah, I think it went off an El Segundo player. To your point about forcing the Cardinals to keep the ball outside in the perimeter, El Segundo plays a 2-3 zone typically. So it's going to force them to stay outside and try to make some shots. If they were to go man-to-man, I think they really have some matchup problems. So I like the defense that they're playing.
Here's Rivers giving it up to Smith. Now they swing it around and get it into the hands of Markel Jones, and he runs into a forest, and somehow...
It looks like the ball bounced off of Zach Cooper's shin there, and they'll maintain possession.
Only 4 seconds, though. They got to put it up, and there's Cungius, and missing badly. The ball rivets around, and Smith comes down with a rebound and gives it up to Deshaun Williams. So Lawndale a little fortunate there. Here's Smith, Lamar, off to Deshaun Williams. They're keeping them outside. They're far away from the basket. Now there's a drive to the hoop and a miss by Brandon Rivers. Another offensive rebound, that time by Lamar Smith. Even when they're going to get 2 shots, I believe, here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a shooting foul. But I'm surprised, actually, there that couldn't just miss that. I mean, that was basically a layup. I mean, they are really cold tonight.
So Tyler Hagan picks up his second foul, and going to the line, it's going to be Lamar Smith for his first couple of free throws, and he misses the first one.
Yeah, I think the experts on Max Preps had this game at 56-50 in favor of the Cardinals, and
we're not going to get to...
I highly doubt we're going to get to that score tonight.
It doesn't look like it right now, anyway. Lamar Smith's second free throw, and this one is good. So that makes it 12-10 in favor of the Eagles. Now we have Jawado checking back in. It looks like who's leaving?
Hagan.
Hagan is leaving. So we've got Hunter Hovland also into the game for the first time. Here's Chance Cooper, fakes the shot. We've got John Ryan out of the game right now, so he's getting a little breather for the Eagles. So they're going to be struggling to find some offense here, but you never know. Jawado is one of the options, and he's got the ball right now, and he puts it up and in. Nice job by Jawado, a little 8-foot jumper.
Yeah, with a guy blanketing him.
Yeah.
It's a heck of an effort.
So into the front court now. That's Rivers. Gives it up to Jones. Down low to Cungius, and Cungius goes up and is fouled. And that foul is going to be on Hunter Hovland. And here's where El Segundo has an advantage, because they've got numbers. They can afford to have a few guys commit fouls, and they're not going to get into foul trouble right away, because Lawndale only brings eight guys to this game.
I think they had 9, and one guy is at home tonight. So, yeah, they've got 8 guys. And you're right. And I like that call. Foul the big man. Don't give him anything easy underneath.
Cungius makes the first free throw. That's his first point of the night. 14-11 is the score. They're trying to close it to within a bucket, and Cungius makes them both. So 14-12 in favor of El Segundo with 5 minutes left in the first half. And here comes DeFrancesco across the timeline. Gives it up to Chance Cooper, swings it around to Jawado. Jawado has got Markel Jones all over him. Now they set up a pick for him. He's looking to drive, and look at Markel Jones. He just took that ball away from Cooper, makes the pass over to his buddy Markeith Cungius, and another foul, and Markeith is going back to the line.
Yeah, and you had to you had to foul him there. It was just a 2-on-1. Nice job by Hunter Hovland, just knocking the ball away, not even allowing Cungius to get the shot off.
So 2 quick fouls for Hunter Hovland, and that's going to bring John Ryan back into the game, as well as Terrence Wilson.
Yeah, and the tempo of this latter part of the second quarter rather, Diego, is starting to favor the Cardinals. You can see they're running a little bit more. That's when they're at their best, is when they're running up and down the floor, creating mismatches. They're very athletic, they're very fast. So El Segundo's got to have a good possession here coming up.
Kunges makes 1 of 2, so now El Segundo leads it by just 1, 14-13, and now Lawndale starting to put on a little pressure in the backcourt. Not that much, just kind of easy pressure by Brian Rivers against Wilson. And there's another steal, so that's 2 consecutive steals for Lawndale on 2 consecutive possessions. Here's Kunges, and he walked, so Kunges kind of gave it back, but that's what got El Segundo in trouble in that first game between these two teams. You cannot turn the ball over to this team, because they're off to the races if you do.
They are, and they have very quick hands, and you have to be able to protect the ball, and they've turned it over here a few times in the second period. So you've got to minimize these mistakes here if they're going to want to hang in with this Cardinal team.
So DiFrancesco into the front court to Jawado. Jawado's got Markel Jones on him. Picked by John Ryan. Jawado's free for just a second. Now he gives it up to DiFrancesco, looking for Zach Cooper, but he can't find him. Good defense good man-to-man now by Lawndale. Down low to Ryan, which is exactly what Lawndale does not want. Now, what is the call? Is that a foul or a travel?
No, it was just a travel. I think he got hung up with the ball, and when you go to your feet with the ball, it's an automatic travel.
So another turnover. 3 consecutive possessions for El Segundo result in turnovers. Here's Kunges giving it up to John Williams. Now there's a turnover on the other side of the ball, but El Segundo, a little razzle-dazzle.
Wow, that
nice play nice pass from Zach Cooper to Terrence Wilson.
I didn't think he was going to catch up to that ball, but when he did, he kind of threw it around behind his back. A heck of an effort by Brandon Jawado.
So 16-13. Here's Beatty.
It's one of those things you don't teach.
Gives it up to Williams. Excuse me, John Williams. Yeah, there's 2. There's Deshaun and John.
Yeah, and there's another strip inside. They're doing a nice job getting the ball out of the hands of Kunges when he touches it down low.
That was Zach Cooper stripping the ball. Here's DiFrancesco trying to get across the timeline. He's being pressured by John Williams. And I did not see exactly what happened.
I think they're calling an offensive
foul on DiFrancesco.
Yeah, I think they're pushing off.
Yeah,
pushing off with his arm. I was thinking they may be calling it. He's getting a little aggressive there with that forearm.
So that's the first foul on DiFrancesco. El Segundo hanging on to a lead, a 3-point lead with 2:50 left in the first half. Here's Markel Jones across midcourt. He's looking for some space. Now he pulls up for a 25-footer, which is just a little short, and the rebound goes out of bounds. Let's see who keeps the ball. Looks like El Segundo will. Zach Cooper inbounds to DiFrancesco. DiFrancesco again is being pressured by John Williams, and they are putting a little backcourt pressure, Lawndale now on El Segundo. But good job by DiFrancesco. Shot Zach Cooper now to Wilson. Wilson holding the ball. Back to DiFrancesco. El Segundo, no hurry here. They're letting the clock run down to about 10 seconds. Here's Zach Cooper holding the ball up to Wilson, Jawado along the baseline, and I think there's a foul on somebody.
Yeah, it looked like Jawado got bumped as he was driving along the baseline there. I'm not sure. I think the call, Diego's against Jones, actually. It looked like he called number. It is. Number 4, Markel Jones gets called for the push.
Well, he's the guy that they want to get into foul trouble, but it's only his first as far as I can tell. There's a nice little short shot off the glass from John Ryan from about 8 feet out.
Yep, nice job of using the glass there too, for the big man.
And this is the biggest lead of the game for El Segundo. They got a 5-point lead with 1:50 left in the half. Let's see if they can get a stop here. Markeith Kunges down low. Well, no, he's driving, and Markeith Kunges traveled. So now El Segundo has a golden opportunity to push it up to 7.
Yeah, well, they didn't really capitalize when they had their chance. El Segundo turned the ball over on 3 straight possessions, but they only came away with a few points. So
now El Segundo has a mismatch down low, and Zach Cooper puts it up and in. As El Segundo had numbers Lawndale gambled, went for a steal, didn't get it. Gave El Segundo numbers at the other end, and here's Markeith Cunges with a nice athletic move, and Markeith puts it up and in from down low. Here's that pressure. Now Terrence Wilson will bring it across. He doesn't seem too comfortable handling that ball. He gives it up. And here's a steal from Markel Jones, and he's going to that hoop, and he gets fouled by Jawado, so he's going to go to the line. And that's Jawado's second. That's what I've got on my scoreboard anyway.
Yep, I think you're right. I think it's his second foul. But again, El Segundo is getting a little sloppy here with the ball in the second period, and they're fortunate they're still up by 5. They were able to get some turnovers of their own. So they're going to have to do a better job with the ball in the second half of this game, because if Lawndale gets hot, they're going to be in trouble.
So Markel Jones going to try his first free throws of the night, I believe. No, excuse me, he's 1 for 2. Now he's 1 for 3 from the line. And you would think a player like him would have pretty good free throw skills. I'm going to try and see if I can.
He's just a little off tonight, Diego. I mean, he's definitely, whether it's cold in the gym or he's cold, I mean, he's averaging, like you said, almost 20 points a game, but he certainly didn't bring his A game tonight.
Well, he's only shooting 63% from the line, and he misses both, but he gets his own rebound and puts it up and in. So there you see the athleticism from Markel Jones. He followed up that miss and quickly got into that lane, and he's just got tremendous quickness, that kid. I mean, he's got good awareness, and he just knows what's going on out there.
Yeah, and it looked like Zach Cooper took an elbow there to the chin. I don't know if one of his teeth, the lip might be bleeding, but it looks like he's okay.
Well, that closes the gap to just 3 points with 58 seconds left here in the first half. El Segundo leading at 20-17, but it's the type of game that has favored them. We've talked about it. In the second quarter, a few turnovers have hurt them in terms of that tempo.
Yeah, and I think if you're Alex Acosta, the coach of the Cardinals, I think you're going to have to start applying some pressure. I think you're going to have to do a little pressing in the second half, because El Segundo has a tendency to get sloppy with the ball. I think if you start putting a half-court press on, you're going to get some more easy baskets, and they'll be able to put the tempo of this game back in their favor. Because as you said, El Segundo is just milking the clock when they have the ball offensively.
Well, now I've got a player in the game who's, let's see, number 14. Well,
we're not sure who that is.
Oh, boy. Yeah, this is the type of thing that just drives me a little batty. Okay, well, we'll have to try and find out for you. Here's Jawado. We know who he is. Markel Jones is on him, as he has been pretty much all game. This has been the matchup. He's looking for Hagan. He finds him. Hagan looking for help. Gives it up for Cooper. That's Chance down to John Ryan, but he's too far away from the hoop, and he's got Cunges on him. Now he kicks it out to Hagan for a 3, and it's no good. Jawado fighting for the rebound, but Markel Jones comes up with it, and a long lead pass to his teammate. That was John Williams, and for a nice, easy lay-in, and now it's a 1-point game. And here's that pressure. Here's that pressure that Hagan is having to battle through, but he does a good job. Now he gives it up to our mystery man. We'll find out who that is for you. Zach Cooper. Down low to John Ryan. John Ryan is going to kiss it off the glass. Very nicely done. A little 10-footer off the glass, and that's the end of the first half. And your score is El Segundo 22 and Lawndale 19. So a pretty good half all in all for El Segundo, certainly. We'll just have to see whether they can sustain this throughout the second half, which is where they had trouble in the last game.
Right. And you know what? I like the way they're playing. Their strategy so far has been effective to milk as much of the play clock as possible when they do have the ball on the offensive side of things. This 2-3 zone seems to be effective, keeping the ball on the perimeter when the Cardinals have the ball, conversely. So, and they've minimized the turnovers. The first period didn't have a lot. The second period got a little sloppy, but they're in the lead, and it's halftime 22-19, so I really like the way things are going.
Well, we'll just have to see how it works out for the second half. Don't go away. We've got great second half action coming your way in the Pioneer League. Stay right here.
I'm tall enough to reach the light switches. I'm big enough to brush my teeth by myself. I'm the tallest kid in my class. I haven't worn diapers in years. I'm much less likely to vomit at random now. My cups don't have lids anymore. Mine either. I'm getting pretty big. But to help me survive a car crash, I still need you to give me a boost.
Until they're 4'9", use a booster seat in the car and don't let them down.
Second half action just about set to get underway. El Segundo hanging on to a 3-point lead over Lawndale. And Lawndale will inbound. We had a very short halftime as one of the JV game went triple overtime. So I think they cut the halftime short. That's the shortest halftime I've ever experienced.
Yeah, I think they did.
So El Segundo with their starting 5 back on the court. So Jawado picked up a foul.
Yeah.
Oh dear, that's his third.
That's his third.
So now we've got Jawado in a little bit of foul trouble. That's not good for the Eagles. There's Lawndale moving the ball around. And I understand that you had a chance to talk to Coach Alex Acosta. Here's a long 2, and it goes.
I did, and
off of the hands of Randy Beatty.
And I'll use that shot as a springboard to the conversation. You know, he mentioned to me that the last time these two teams met, his team got really hot in the third quarter by shooting a lot of threes, and that's what broke the game open. He said, really, they just have to get the ball on the inside, though. He doesn't want them shooting. He said, we don't have a great shooting team. I want to get the ball to our big man inside. So we'll see if we see Kunjus getting some more touches here in the second half.
Here's Hagan with a long shot, which misses, and Kunjus gets the rebound. So this third quarter doesn't start well for El Segundo. Here's Markel Jones getting it into the front court. Now they swing it around between Williams and Kunjus. Williams has got it now. Now they get it down low to Kunjus against John Ryan, and he misses. So good defense by Ryan, who was in his face.
Yeah, and conversely, I also got a chance to speak to Coach Rick Saboski for El Segundo at half. And he said he likes the way their team is playing. He said a key in to the second half for them is to keep up the level of intensity. They played with a lot of intensity in the first half. He said they have to keep up the level of intensity, but also, as things start to break down, to stay calm and not to panic. He said, you know, move the ball around and just not panic. We're at home. And that was really the message to his kids at half. But he said he liked the intensity. He hopes they can keep it up.
So there we had a sequence where Markel Jones turned it over. I think he got called for palming the ball, carrying the ball. He didn't like the call, but anyway, that's the way it went. Here's Jawado. He stole the ball first, which is what he's got about 3 or 4 steals already in the game. And I think he leads the Pioneer League in steals.
He's actually, he's second in the Pioneer League in steals, behind Anthony Pinto from Torrance.
Okay, there's El Segundo turning the ball over, throwing it out of bounds. So El Segundo just not off to a real sharp start here in the third quarter. And this is what bedeviled them in their previous game against Lawndale.
Yeah, it was the third quarter, and this is where Coach Saboski again said they have to play within themselves and play smart basketball. They can't panic, and they can't make any dumb mistakes. He didn't like the way things got a little sloppy in the second period. He said we really need to tighten things back up and just hold on to the ball, get our plays in.
So Markel Jones will inbound under the basket. Gets the ball to John Williams. John Williams now will dribble to the top of the three-point line. Gives it over to Rivers. Rivers to Kunjus. Now down low to Markel. Markel with that great body control, just knifing along the baseline, and he puts up, he only scored 3 points in the first half, which is certainly way below his average, but now that gives Lawndale the lead for really, I think it's the first time tonight.
Yeah, you might be right. You know, and wisely, El Segundo's chosen to take a timeout here. They don't like the way this half has started. It's a very quick tempo. They just really need to slow things down a little bit, get the ball inside to their big man, and get some easy buckets, or at least get some fouls. I mean, they went to the free throw line a number of times in that first half, and that's what we're going to need to do here.
Yeah, Lawndale has scored the first 4 points of this third quarter, and Saboski wants to put a stop to the negative momentum for El Segundo, so he called a timeout, which I think is advisable for sure. And we'll see whether El Segundo can get back to just controlling the ball and pounding it down low to John Ryan. So hopefully they can get him to the line. In a worst case scenario, get him to the line for 2 shots.
Right.
Right now, they're just not getting good looks offensively so far, El Segundo.
No, and you know, but give credit to the Cardinals. You know, they've come out with, as we can see, a little bit more intensity than they did to start the game, and they're not allowing the Eagles to get the ball inside to Ryan, who he really had a solid first half, I thought.
Yeah, he scored. He led all scorers with 10 points.
Yeah.
So he did have a very solid first half. Jawado inbounds to DiFrancesco. DiFrancesco is guarded by Rivers. Still sticking with that man-to-man, and the quickness of the Lawndale players really starts to show as they start to force, turnovers, and they get steals, which really is what's hurting El Segundo so far in this third quarter. There's the big man down low, and he's going to score 2, and he's also fouled, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for El Segundo.
It is. Who threw that inbound? Was that Jawada who threw that inbounds pass?
I believe it was.
Yeah, and that was just a heck of an assist. I mean, from there, and he saw that Ryan was breaking towards the basket, and you're right, Jacob. This is what they need to do, is get the ball inside of their big man, and he converts, which should get the momentum going back to the blue and gold.
So that was John Williams picked up his 3rd foul there. Here's Lawndale's Beatty swinging it around to Rivers to Williams. Williams looking down, somebody down low, but he can't find anybody as El Segundo's defense is blanketing everybody down low. Now they've got Markel Jones alongside the baseline against DiFrancesco. Markel likes throwing that long cross-court pass. The shot put up no good by Randy Beatty, and that's the kind of shot that El Segundo wants Lawndale to take. Hagan into the front court to Cooper. That's Zach, double teamed briefly, but now he gives it up to Jawado, who's beyond the 3-point line. So is DiFrancesco, trying to find John Ryan. Here's Hagan, and he knocks it down. Tyler Hagan picks up points 3 and 4 for him, and now El Segundo's built it back up to 4. So they've stopped the momentum of the Cardinals. There's Rivers to Markel Jones. Markel looking for a pass. He finds Williams. Williams too far from the basket. Now he gives it up to Rivers. Rivers back to Williams. He pounds it down low, but along the baseline. A good job by DiFrancesco to anticipate that pass to Markel Jones. And Jawado takes it coast to coast.
Yeah, nice hands there by DiFrancesco to just anticipate where that pass was going and not knock the ball back into the court of play, not out of bounds. Very heads-up play.
And there's Kunjus with a nice little turnaround baby hook. And as El Segundo had built it up to 6, which was their biggest lead of the game, now it's back down to 4. Here's a long 3, and it's good from Jawado. Jawado warming up. He's got 7 points now. Excuse me, he's got 9 points. I take it back. Now here's Kunjus in the paint. He kicks it back out to Williams. Williams back to Kunjus. Kunjus with a baby hook, and he's fouled. They're going to say that John Ryan got him, so Kunjus will go to the line. That's the second on John Ryan.
Yeah, and you can see that Alex Acosta's words at halftime to his team are really starting to bear some fruit. They're getting the ball inside to Kunjus, which is what he said they have to do to be successful here.
So Markeith Kunjus go to the line, and his first one is short, and so he is now 3 for 5 from the line tonight. Now let's see who's checking out. Jawado checks out. Chance Cooper checked in.
One of the officials telling the guys to
wait
and also to settle down a little bit. They're getting a little chippy, it looks like, underneath. So obviously these two teams have a storied history, so wants to keep things in control.
So Kunjus hits the second. The lead is 6 for El Segundo, 32-26. Unless they, and there's a very quick putback by, I was going to say a very quick shot by Zach Cooper, but it missed. But the putback was great. Offensive rebound putback by John Ryan. And so he's up to 15 points in tonight's game. Now, here's swinging it around on the perimeter. Now they get it down low to Markeith Kunjus. And the ball goes out of bounds off of Markeith Cungus as Hagan did a good job to just bounce it off of Cungus as he was falling out of bounds. Was Hagan. Good job. Now let's see who's checking in. It's Lamar Smith is checking in and Randy Beatty checking out for Lawndale. Lawndale has a short bench, as we mentioned earlier.
They do, and you know, I like this lineup that El Segundo has on the floor right now. I like when they have both of their big men on the floor at the same time, in Ryan and Cooper. It's proven to be very effective, and they've got their biggest lead of the game.
Yeah, an 8-point lead for El Segundo with 2:45 left in the third. Here's John Ryan pounding the lane, and he's going to put up a little short one, which misses. That was a little 6-7 foot shot that he wishes he had another shot at. I'm sure he feels he should have knocked that down. Here's Markel Jones with a pass to Deshaun Williams. Deshaun Williams almost traveled, but he did not. Here's Markel down low, and he puts it down. Sort of a little one-handed, left-handed, right-handed, but it's just a great, he's got great body control. Here's DeFrancesco trying to find room alongside the baseline. Can't do it. Zach Cooper to Chance Cooper.
And this is what Sabaski talked to me about at halftime, is just being patient. Being patient and moving the ball around. If you don't see the shot that you like, don't take it.
Well, they caught John Ryan cutting down the lane for an easy bucket there, and the lead is now the biggest of the game. 8 points for El Segundo, 36-28. So here's and here's Cungus getting called for the travel, and whatever momentum Lawndale had at the beginning of this quarter has evaporated and gone the other way.
Yeah, and that wasn't so much a travel on Cungus' part as it was a forced travel by Ryan. As he went up with the ball, Ryan kind of batted the ball down, and he jumped up and came back down and then jumped up again. And so he left his feet twice, which you're not allowed to do that with the ball. They'll call you for a travel. So a heck of a defensive play by Ryan on the other end.
And Ryan takes a little 15-footer, which is short. And now here comes Markel Jones to Deshaun Williams. Deshaun Williams slows it down, brings it out to Rivers, looking for Cungus down low, but El Segundo anticipated it, and that was Chance Cooper got a hand in there and deflected the pass, and it results in a turnover. Here's Hagan into the front court. I think here's Sabaski saying, slow it down. We're in no hurry. We've got an 8-point lead. We can burn, another 20 seconds here. And that's what El Segundo's doing. They're just passing the ball around. Now they got their man, and he traveled.
Yeah. That was a clear travel. And I think Ryan's been in there most of this third period. He's going to need to take a breather right now and just let him. He's had a good third quarter, but he's definitely tired.
And Hunter Hovland is checking in. Hunter Hovland, pretty big kid, 6'5", 175. He's a junior, and he spells the big man, John Ryan. Here's Lawndale looking for the final shot of the, well, no, they can't get the final shot of the quarter. There's 20 seconds on the shot clock, 30 on the game clock. Williams is going to take a long three, and it goes. And that was John Williams. And that's his 7th point of the game. So that cuts it to 5. Now they're trying to feed it down low, and there's a turnover. And now Lawndale's got numbers. Here's Markel Jones. He's tough to stop. Boy, oh boy. Let's see who the foul is on. Markel Jones, I believe, goes to the line. They may say the foul occurred before he was in the act of shooting. But
I think they might be over the limit.
So sounds like DeFrancesco got the foul. It's going to send Markel Jones to the line. And he misses badly, an air ball. And that's surprising for such an accomplished player. Now John Ryan checks in, so he got a very quick rest.
Yeah, well, he's probably in there just for rebounding purposes. See if they can get a quick dish and maybe just throw up a 3 before.
Yeah, you're right. There's only 4 seconds left in the third quarter. The second free throw is also no good. So 2 missed free throws, and the putback is good just before the expiration of the clock by Lamar Smith, I believe. And so that was a tough way for the quarter to end. They had an 8-point lead. Now it's cut all the way to 3 as a result of that They had the rebounder they wanted in there, but they couldn't get the rebound.
No, the ball just bounced over him a little bit, kicked off the rim awkwardly. But you're right. I mean, they could have been up. They were up 8. They hit a 3. It's down to 5, and then El Segundo turns the ball over at the other end. And now all of a sudden, instead of being up 7 or 8, it's a 3-point lead. But I like the way this game has gone from the beginning till right now, Diego. El Segundo has played their game. They've slowed the tempo of this game down. They're milking the shot clock. They've been in control for 99% of this ball game. So as long as they continue to do these things for the final 8 minutes, they're going to come out of here with a W and just a great effort. They're playing with a lot of heart tonight.
Well, the leading scorer for El Segundo, of course, John Ryan. And looks like the second leading scorer is Jawado. John Ryan was 17. Jawado's got 9. And after that, it drops off. Let's see, what do we have? We've got Tyler Hagan's got 4. And let's see, I'm missing somebody here. I'm going to have to try and, because I had it right at the beginning of the third quarter. And at any rate, I do have John Ryan with 17, and he's the leading scorer in this game, I believe. So here's Jawado in the front court. Now he gives it up to Ryan. Ryan too far from the hoop there. Here's DiFrancesco. Again, Ryan way far away from the hoop. They don't want him out there. They want to get him down lower. DiFrancesco looking for help. He's far from the hoop. El Segundo, here's Hovland to Hagan. Time starting to run low. 5 seconds on the clock. DiFrancesco kicks it out for a long shot. It's a 3 that's missed by Hagan. And that results in Lawndale now into the front court. Here's Markel Jones with DiFrancesco on him. Markel Jones looking for baseline room, but John Ryan's blocking that as he anticipated that. Ryan, 4 or 5 blocks a game is what he's averaging. So
yeah, I think you're right. I think he actually does. He leads the Pioneer League, averaging just over 4 blocks a game. And you're right, Diego. He was anticipating Jones there, kissing one off the glass, but a great defensive effort.
Here's DiFrancesco in the front court. He's looking for Ryan. Now he gets it down low to Ryan. Ryan with a little turnaround jumper, and it's good. And that was not an easy shot because Kunjus was all over him.
He was all over him, and he didn't even use the glass, a swish. So a great effort. He's had a heck of a game tonight.
Yeah, he's up to 19 points, so he's certainly doing everything he can. And there on the defense, he denies Kunjus of the ball. Now, very little time. Well, let's see. Take it back. 21 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Markel Jones inbounding to Williams. John Williams back to Markel, who's triple teamed. Back to Williams. He thought about shooting. Now he thinks better of it. Now there's 10 seconds on the shot clock as they get the ball to Smith and Jones. That was Williams with a 3 that didn't go, and now there's the turnover. They got the offensive rebound, but the pass glanced off of Kunjus' hands.
It did. He actually turned to shoot the ball before he had control of it, and it was a good break for El Segundo there because that could have been an easy 2.
El Segundo leads it by 5, 38-33. There's 5:50 left in this game. So El Segundo looking for an upset here. Here's Hagan. Hagan gives it up to Hovland. Hovland to Jawado. Jawado's got Markel Jones on him. He gives it up now. Bounce pass to Hagan. And there's the putback by Hovland. He had a great chance for a little tip-in putback, but he couldn't get it. Here's Markel Jones, and he's going to score. Well, it almost went. I thought that was going to go down, and it would have been a 3-point play. Let's see who the foul is on.
Looks like it was on DiFrancesco, number 20, the official just said. But, you can't let him go unabated to the basket. I like that foul. Put him on the line. He hasn't really had a great night shooting the ball, so don't give him anything easy.
No, he's had a tough night from the line. He's only 1 for 4. No, 1 for 5 from the line, so he's had a horrible night from the line. 1 for 5. And now, let's see, what are we waiting for here? There's a little delay. So Jones trying to get untracked here at the free throw line. And that looks like it's good. So that cuts the lead to just 4. Now Hovland is checking out. Zach Cooper checked in. 38-34 your score as El Segundo hanging on to a lead. Here's the second shot. And Jones that time knocks them both down. So that gives him 9 points on the night. There's an attempt to get it down low to John Ryan, but Kungis anticipated well. He was all over Ryan. And here comes Markel Jones. Watch out. And he puts it up and in, and he's fouled.
Yeah, and that's against Steve Francesco again, and that's just a dumb foul. You know, I mean, he was behind Jones, and at that point, you know, you got to make sure you don't let him get the shot off, and he just kind of nudged him. And this could end up tying the game here for the Cardinals. So an ill-advised play.
And also the 4th foul on DeFrancesco. So now Markel Jones is warmed up at the line. So all of a sudden you got a tie game with 5 minutes left in the game. And very quickly, if you make mistakes against this Lawndale team, and there's a long shot by Jawado, a 3-pointer, looking to break that momentum, and he does so. That's the second 3-pointer by Brandon Jawado.
Yeah, and that's a big bucket if you're an Eagle fan, because that really seizes the momentum back in your favor.
Here's Kungis, and there's Markel Jones, and he's showing how bad he wants this game. I mean, he just out-jumped everybody for that rebound. And I got to say, I mean, as good a game as John Ryan has had tonight, Markel Jones is the best pure athlete on the floor, I would have to say.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt about that.
I mean, this kid can do it all. And there's a little turnaround baseline 10 or 11 footer, and he knocks that down. So he's really warmed up. He's got, 7 points here in the 4th quarter. He only had 3 the whole first half. So Markel Jones kind of taking over this game. And El Segundo hanging on to the slimmest of leads right now, 41-40.
You know, and you just wondered, it was only a matter of time before Jones was going to come on fire, wasn't it? I mean, you can't keep someone of his caliber down for 4 quarters. I mean, he's not going to be cold the whole game. This is a kid who's averaging 19.3 points a game, over 5 assists a game. I mean, he's the best athlete, as you said, Diego, on the court, and he's really starting to catch fire in the 4th quarter. Now, if you're El Segundo here, you need to slow the tempo of this game down. They've been trading buckets back and forth here a little bit. That's not what you want. They need to go back to set plays, running their offense, milking the play clock, and taking good shots and getting the ball inside, and hopefully getting to the free throw line and getting some easy buckets.
Well, one thing that they absolutely need to do is somehow keep the ball from Markel Jones at this point, because he's taken over this game all of a sudden, and El Segundo doesn't have an answer for him right now. So we'll have to see how the last 4:16 transpires here. But right now, El Segundo just hanging on to a 1-point lead. And they need to, like you said, slow the tempo down a little bit. Because once Lawndale gets off and running, they're going to be looking for number 4. He's got 13 points now.
You know, let's not forget the last time
14 points, excuse me.
The last time these teams played, it was a 50-35 victory in favor of Lawndale. So much tighter game here on the Eagles' home court.
Here's Hagan to Cooper, swinging around to Jawado, looking for Zach Cooper, but he can't find him. Jawado going along the baseline, and Jawado putting it up and in, and a very tough move along the baseline. And Jawado showing us something right now.
Yeah, he's another one for El Segundo who's had a heck of a night.
Now here's Lawndale. There's Beatty. He's given it up to Smith. Now they swing it around to Beatty for a long shot, which does not go, and that's exactly what El Segundo wants. They want Lawndale to take a long shot, and now El Segundo can just chew up some clock. But instead, Hagan takes it right to the hoop, being aggressive, and he puts it up and in, and now the lead is back up to 5. So Tyler Hagan, great job there as he puts up his 5th and 6th points of the night. and aggressively not looking to waste time. He's looking to go to the hole and put up some points.
Yeah, and Alex Acosta, the head coach for the Cardinals, is really hot over on their bench, and he's really giving an earful to Randy Beatty, just saying, where's his head? You know, he's made a few mental mistakes here down the stretch of this game, and it's cost the Cardinals. But give credit to El Segundo. Like I said, they're getting the ball inside, and Hagan there had a great move to the basket. So whether he was going to come away with 2 or he was going to get fouled, either way, I like the call. It's an aggressive call on the part of Coach Saboski. So they're still taking it. They're not backing down an inch from this Cardinal team.
So now the Cardinals will inbound under their own basket. Beatty to John Williams. John Williams to Cungus in the paint. Cungus puts up a little short jumper and it goes. And that was a little too easy for Lawndale, as they allowed Cungus to just sort of float into the lane and get an uncontested pass and an uncontested shot. So that cuts it to 3. Driving the lane, here's a foul, a hard foul. Not intentional, he just put on the brakes very suddenly, did Tyler Hagan.
Yeah, he did, and I think it's going to be on number 21.
Yeah,
John.
That's his 4th. I've got it for 4.
Yeah, he's got 4. So, again, though, I like the call. I thought they were pulling the trigger a little too soon there, but he saw that he had a lane. He took it to the basket, and I like the call. Very aggressive.
Chance Cooper to Hagan, back to Chance Cooper.
I'm starting to get the sense, Diego, that the Eagles are really starting to believe that they can win this game.
Here's John Ryan. There he takes a long shot and he drains it. That was about a 16, 17-footer.
Yeah, but I can't give this kid enough credit tonight. He's really come out and not been intimidated by Cungus, who's probably a little bit more athletic than he is. He's had a heck of a night shooting the ball.
He's got 21 points, so
yeah,
he's had a very, very good night. And now 2:20 left in the game. El Segundo leading it by 5. Here's Markel Jones, and he rains a 3 down. And boy, he has just been outstanding here in the 4th quarter. Let's see how many points he's got.
10.
He's got 10 points in the 4th quarter. He only had 3 the whole first half.
Yeah.
So he's just come alive here when the game is on the line, and he's trying to will his team to victory. It's just he and Cungus pretty much doing the scoring here, as the rest of the team hasn't done much scoring in the second half.
Yeah, and and they're their 2-star players right there, Cungus and Jones, and if you're going to keep the ball out of Cungus's hands, I still like take your chances with them shooting perimeters. I mean, Acosta said to me he doesn't have a great shooting team from the outside. They like to get the ball inside, so. You got to take your chances. It's just now you got to watch out for Jones, right? Because this kid has gotten hot. So you got to figure out a way to kind of get in his face a little bit more so he doesn't have these uncontested shots.
He's got 17 points in the game. The leading scorer still is John Ryan with 21. El Segundo clinging to a 2-point lead.
Which I'm sure if we asked Coach Saboski who'd be the leading scorer on his team tonight, he probably wouldn't have said Ryan.
And here comes the full court pressure from Lawndale, but they kind of backed off. They were pressuring the inbound pass, and then they didn't put that much pressure. Here's Chance Cooper to Jawado. Jawado rains a 3, and Jawado answering Markel Jones. That's his 3rd 3 of the night, and Jawado has got 16 points.
And that's a big, big bucket. He's hit 2 big 3-pointers in this 4th quarter, and that just takes the momentum right away from Lawndale.
Markel Jones missed on that one. Now he takes it under the hoop, and he cannot get it. And John Ryan couldn't get the rebound. Cungus fighting for it. He kicks it back out to Beatty. Beatty puts it up. It's anybody's ball, but finally Zach Cooper clears the boards, and that's a big sequence as El Segundo. And there's a walk by Jawado.
Oh, and that's a tough break, boy, for the Eagles, because he had one man to beat, and that might have put the game out of reach there with 1.5 minutes left, and he was able to convert that.
Jawado's got 17 points. 1:20 left in this game. El Segundo up by 5. Here's Williams thinking about the 3. He doesn't do it. Cungus is going to miss that shot, and Jawado comes down with the rebound.
Yeah. Now, I'm sure Coach Saboski wants his team to milk this clock all the way down, because he probably wanted Jawada do that on that last offensive series. You know, no sense in going for the open shot. I mean, there was only a minute and a half left. Let's drain the clock, but I'm not sure who that foul was called against, Diego. Was it against
if
Williams?
it's John Williams, he's out of the game, and he's going to have to sit down.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have Brian Rivers checking back in for him. So we've got Brian Rivers in the game. We've got Randy Beatty in the game. Now, did we have another foul? They're trying to foul to stop the clock from running out.
Looks like that one's going to be against Jones, and I think you're right, Diego. They're just going to try to put El Segundo
to the line.
Yeah, well, they're not over the limit yet, so.
Yeah, and Jones, well, they don't, well, this time it's Rivers. Excuse me,
Yeah.
I thought that was Jones again. They don't want Jones taking all the fouls. They don't want him fouling out of this game. So El Segundo in the catbird seat, they got a 5-point lead. Still a lot of time left, though. There's a minute 8 left. Now they get the ball into DeFrancesco. He's in trouble, but he gets it nicely to Ryan, and Ryan is fouled by Kunjus.
Yep, Kunjus had him on the back of the jersey there. Kunjus thought Ryan was going to turn and take it to the hoop, but Ryan with a heads-up play, just holding onto the ball, was going to dish it back out, and that'll put him on the line.
Yep, John Ryan's going to go to the line. He has only shot 3 free throws tonight, but he's made them all. And he's having just an outstanding game.
He is. I'm really impressed with his touch, Diego, aren't you? I mean, he has a really nice touch for a guy who's listed at 6'10", who we don't think he's really 6'10", but he has a nice touch.
Well, if he's not, he's close. He misses that free throw. Here's Markel Jones, and he misses, and the offensive rebound gotten by Lawndale, and it's put up and in, and I didn't quite see who did that. Was it number 3? Was it Rivers?
I'm not sure if it was Rivers or Beatty. It might have been Randy Beatty who put that one up. I'm not sure, but either way, it's back to a 3-point game, and
Yeah, this is still very much up in the air who's going to win this one. We're going to have an interesting finish here tonight as the Eagles have a 50-47 lead, but a ton of time. I mean, 53 seconds in basketball is an eternity,
Yep.
and anything could happen. El Segundo right now has to just stick with their basic plan and, know that they got to shut down basically 2 main guys. But the big thing is, defend those against those guys. Don't let them get down inside and low. Make them shoot from the outside, and you got a better shot.
Well, I think what you're going to see, too, here, Diego, is El Segundo's just going to have to make their free throws. If you're the Cardinals, you want to put them on the line because you know they're just going to play keep away and milk the play clock here. And so if you're Lawndale, you got to foul and foul immediately and put El Segundo on the line and make them beat you. Make them make these free throws because you got to remember, this is still an upset. This was, no one would ever think El Segundo was going to win this game, and here they are up by 3 points. Let's see if their nerves get to them here when they get to the free throw line.
Well, they're going to get full court pressure, it looks like. DeFrancesco is going to inbound, but there's going to be full court pressure from Lawndale. So Lawndale looking to turn it over, looking to get the turnover. Here's Jawado. Jawado better start moving. And now he does. He's got Markel Jones, who's a tough customer, all over him. And there's a foul. And Markel Jones does not like the call, but he's going to get the foul, and that's his 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, when someone's coming up the floor that quickly, it's awfully difficult to get your feet planted and get your shoulders squared to take a charge. I mean, that's, Jawado is moving the ball up the floor, and that's the right call there. But I believe Jones now has 4.
Maybe he does. Maybe I lost one somewhere. Jawado sinks the first free throw, and he's been ice here in the 4th quarter. He hadn't shot a free throw all night long, and he just steps up in this pressure situation.
Yeah, and I think he's got 10 points now himself in the 4th quarter, and
well, he misses the second.
Misses that one, and that makes it a 2-possession game. It's only 4 points, so it's.
And there's a block by Jawado. Good job. And bats it out of bounds. Now there's only 36 seconds left. El Segundo leads it by 4, 51-47. Markel Jones looking to inbound. Now he gets the ball back. He's working on the lane, but the ball is blocked by John Ryan, and let's see who the foul is. They're going to call John Ryan for a foul, and he hates the call.
And I'm not sure I see what the official saw there because his feet were planted, and it clearly looked like he was taking a charge. But what may have happened, Diego, is Jones threw the ball up. He may have got him on the arm. He certainly didn't get him with the body.
So Markel Jones back to the line. He's going to shoot 2. And the first one rattles around and goes down. So Markel now has got, I believe it's 11 points here in this fourth quarter. Maybe more. 3, 5, 6, 8, 11. So checking in is Zach Cooper. Checking out is Sean DeFrancesco. 32 seconds left. And it looks like, well, Markel has a chance to make it a 2-point game with this free throw. And he makes it. So he's been very tough here in the fourth. Here's Jawado, and Jawado's going to go to the line as he's fouled by Markel Jones. So Markel now has maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's got to be his fourth.
I've got him for 4, so he can't foul again, or, you know.
No.
Lawndale is going to be missing their main player.
Yeah, and El Segundo did the right thing. You know, they got the ball in their hands with one of their good shooters, and Brandon Jawado. You know, may only be a sophomore, but he's got a keen eye for the basket, and let's see if he can convert these two.
Well, the first one's going to be big. And it goes down, and that's a huge free throw for Brandon Jawado because it now makes it a 3-point game. DeFrancesco's checking back in for Zach Cooper. And this is a big free throw as well because it would mean that Lawndale cannot tie with a 3-point shot. And he misses the second one. It's interesting. He missed the second one both times. Into the front court. Here's Markel Jones. Are they going to shoot the 3? No. Gives it up. Lamar Smith. Here's Kunjas in the lane, and it misses. The ball is free. Back to Kunjas. 15 seconds left, and he puts up and misses again. Now, what is this, a timeout?
Yeah, I think I'm not sure who called a timeout, but somebody obviously
on the bench.
Well, I don't know if you can call a timeout on the bench. I don't think you can.
Oh,
do that.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
I think it was
somebody on the floor.
I think someone on the floor in the perimeter on the far side from us called a timeout when Kunjas before he took that last shot.
Yeah,
and obviously right. it was a heads-up call. I could hear Coach Acosta yelling timeout, timeout, because they want to get in a set play here because. Are they going to shoot a 3 or just go for a quick 2 and foul El Segundo? You know, what would you do here?
Well, if I were Lawndale, I would go for the 2 and the quick foul
right.
because the 3 is really not their game in a way.
No.
So we'll see what they do.
But I think that's why he called a timeout. Is that he wants to get in. He wants to get in a good play to get a quick 2 to make it a 1-point game. You know, there'll probably still be 12 seconds, 11 seconds left. El Segundo will probably call a timeout, give him a chance to set up, and they'll probably put him on the free throw line. So it's like I said, you know, that when we had 53 seconds left, I said it's going to come down to nerves. Can El Segundo?
Well, they've got a 3-point lead, do the Eagles, and there's 15 seconds left in the game. So this sequence is huge right here. If
Lawndale doesn't convert, and for all intents and purposes, I would think this game would be over if they don't get a quick bucket here. But maybe they are going to go for a 3. They're going to go for
Rivers. They're wasting a lot of time here. 9 seconds left in the game. They're spending too much time here.
They are.
And here's the shot. It's a 3, and it is no good. And Kunjas has now puts it up, but it's blocked, and that's going to be the game. El Segundo wins it. 52-49 is your final. And interesting, in that last sequence, even though they talked it over, Lawndale just took too much time.
They did, and I'm not sure I agree with that call. It looked like they were just going to play for the 3-pointer all along, Diego.
Yeah.
And you and I said I thought they were taking that timeout to get a good set play run for an easy 2, a quick layup, and foul. But they decided to go for a 3. Either that or give credit to El Segundo for coming up with the right defensive effort there to force them out of what their play was. But either way, a heck of an effort by the Eagles. To come out with the upset, 52-49. A great effort.
Yeah, certainly a great effort for the Eagles. They break their 5-game losing streak, and also, as Jill Montgomery mentioned in the pregame, a bit of a losing streak against this Lawndale squad. So if the final again, 52-49 for the Eagles here at the South Gym. And before we go, we have one final word from Jill Montgomery.
Thanks, Diego. Coach Saboski, you not only break a 5-game losing streak, you just broke a 3-year losing streak against Lawndale. How do you feel right now?
I think you guys should film us more often. It's on record right now, right? We've got this. Nobody can take it away. We can prove it, unless you guys throw away the CD or DVD. Yeah, it was a great win. Team effort all the way. Defense held their own. What we've done in the past, even when we've played really well, is we've played in spurts so well, and then we let them catch up. And we had 4 or 5 chances tonight where they caught up, tied us, went ahead by 1. And the difference tonight was we just didn't quit. We kept playing, came back, got our lead back up, stayed positive.
Brandon Giotto hit some huge three-pointers and some free throws in the fourth quarter. How key was he for you tonight?
The kid's a stud. I mean, there's no doubt about it. He's a sophomore that's got unlimited potential. He and John, super games, but you can't, say anything negative about it. The other guys were so instrumental in what happens, and every single guy on the team does great things. Every single guy makes some mistakes. So it was just a beautiful team effort. We're really happy.
You have some momentum going into your next game with Centennial. How do you keep it going?
Just keep playing basketball. It's like life. You just keep going. When things get bad, you get better. When things get worse, you get better. Just keep trying.
Congratulations, Coach. Go celebrate with the team.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Glenn Diego, back to you.
Thanks, Jill. Well, the final score, again, 52-49 in favor of the Eagles, and certainly 2 players stand out for the Eagles. Obviously, John Ryan, leading scorer for the Eagles, 21 points. But also Brandon Giotto in that fourth quarter, Glenn.
Yeah, he was huge. I mean, if I had to say a player of the game, it might be Brandon Giotto just because of the impact he had in the fourth quarter. I think we had him at, 10 points or so in the fourth quarter, which is a huge effort. The guy had ice in his veins. He hit some big three-pointers when Lawndale was kind of getting some momentum, and Jones got hot. Giotto would come down and answer. So he really played a great game, but Coach said something great there. It still is a team sport. The other guys may not have been the glamour guys shooting the big threes and stuff, but they were all instrumental in this victory tonight. And, hats off to Coach Sabaski and El Segundo for a big upset here at South Gym, and hopefully they can pull off even bigger upset next week against Centennial and get into the playoffs. We'd like to see them go there.
Well, certainly that would be a huge upset against Centennial if they managed to pull that one off. A little bit of an upset here. I had a feeling that with all their guys healthy and the numbers that they had against, they might be able to wear down Lawndale. Lawndale only suited up 8 players for this game, and it showed a little bit. They seemed to kind of wear down right at the end. But Giotto did a great job with those 3-pointers to answer Markel Jones, and a big win for the Eagles. They keep their faint playoffs hopes alive. Again, your final score from the South Gym, El Segundo 52 over Lawndale 49. That's it for El Segundo TV for tonight. Now, good night.